This chaotic mangle of tubes and wires is my recently acquired used electric drum set. And basically how it works is it's got a bunch of pressure pads that translates my gorilla flailing into digital sounds. But that's not the functionality that I'm interested in for this video. It's also got a USB port on it, which means I can plug it into my PC. And then my PC can interpret my desperate attempt at recapturing my youth and assign actions to it. Which immediately got me thinking, does that mean I can use this as a controller to play games with? Well, the short answer to that is yes, if you hate yourself. I don't know where to look. My arms are so tired. Oh, why did I lunge? Ah! But first, pure power. Be quiet. Pure Power 13 power supplies. It comes with all the stuff I normally glaze Be Quiet power supplies over, like this 10-pin to dual 8-pin connector, which is much smarter, and its quiet operation and amazing build quality for the price, but now updated with some super modern features like Nvidia's power connector and a Cybernetics Gold rating. So get yourself some pure power using the link down below. Now my plan here is pretty straightforward. I just want to play Doom the Dark Ages using an electric drum set as a peripheral, which isn't quite as dumb as it initially sounds, I guess, because each pad is just like a big button, and instead of pressing it with my fingers, I just hit it with a stick, right? It makes sense. Now I think the most difficult step here is to find some intermediary software that will let me actually bind controls or buttons or keyboard inputs or whatever to each of these pressure pads. But before we have a look at some intermediary software, let me quickly walk you around the drum set so that you have a bit of a better understanding of how this works and what kind of possibilities we have for key bindings and stuff, because it's not as simple as one pad hit one button. Now what is quite interesting about these pressure pads is that they are pressure sensitive. Wow, the pressure pad is pressure sensitive. But what I mean by that is that there's like variable pressure that you can actually use for stuff. So if you hit it quietly, you get a small input, and if you hit it really hard, you get a big input out of it. I'm not quite sure yet how that's gonna be useful, but I hope it will be somehow. Now aside from that, I do actually have quite a lot of buttons available on this drum set, because most of these pads are dual trigger. So with the tom pads, for example, the middle can be one input potentially, and the rims are also a second input for like rim shots. Giggity. The cymbals function the same, so if you shoulder a cymbal like that, it's like a normal crash sound, but if you hit it on the top, it gives a different input. So I should potentially be able to bind those differently. We also have pedals. So I've got a kick pedal down here, which is, I mean, that's pretty much just one button. I think I'm gonna make that shoot. It feels nice and satisfying. But I think that the hi-hat pedal is gonna be quite useful because you can hold it down, so it'll give like a continuous input, but you can also like vary degrees of how much input, potentially. We'll see how all of this relates to the software that we're gonna use, which was surprisingly easy to find. Now, as an expert, my first and only idea was to plug the drum set into a PC and see what happens. And when nothing happened, I resorted to typing my problem into YouTube, where I stumbled onto this video by CZR, somebody that's been speedrunning games using a drum set as a controller for ages now. Here I was thinking my idea was original, but apparently it really wasn't. Either way, their guide outlines how to use software called BOEM, which lets you take MIDI controllers, which stands for Music Instrument Digital Interface, which are like keyboards, pads, and drum sets and stuff, and lets you assign a whole bunch of stuff to their outputs, including keystrokes and mouse functionality. You can bind X value of pixel movement in whatever direction to a pad. So I can say like 5 pixels to the left every time I hit the crash. I think we're gonna have to dial it in a little bit, but this seems surprisingly straightforward. I then wanted to test my first binding, but Steam already answered my question. Because it takes you to W, it's already functional. This software just does everything for you. Okay, that's really exciting. This is A, super cool, and B, way easier than I thought it was gonna be to do. Like, I thought I was gonna have to write a new operating system to do this in. So I just need to bind the mouse look and shoot, and then maybe like jump. Okay, We got this. We got this. I'm very excited now. I'm very excited. This is right. This is left. Look at that. That's gonna be really hard. It's gonna be hard work gaming, because if I make the values bigger to make it easier on my wanker's cramp, it is gonna be less accurate. So I'll leave it at this for now, and we'll dial it in the game. And after finishing off the rest of my drum bindings, I was ready to play some Doom the Dark Ages. Space to start. It works! It works! So now up. Okay. Oh, click. There we go. Hey! Oh yeah, we have to go right. This is so stupid. But once I loaded into the game, it got stupider real fast. Oh my god, okay. Okay, this is gonna be really, really difficult. I'm gonna need to make it. How do I shoot? Oh, I'm so overwhelmed already. How did I make it go so quickly? At this point, my brain pretty much started shutting down because I couldn't remember where any of the buttons were or what I had to hit to do things. Shield. I died. That is the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I'm gonna go over here, and then we're gonna turn around. Okay, I can shield here. Oh, now we can go forward. And just like that, all the space in my brain to narrate my suffering dissolved away. But I was slowly getting the hang of it. Okay, I'm gonna block this. And then how do I gooi my shield? I hit it! I shielded! Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to increase the sensitivity because that is not usable. So I went from 20 pixels to 40, which made a big difference. That's a little better. Oh, I keep forgetting. Turn around. Oh, because you also don't hold the shield. Because he doesn't hold the shield up. Run away. Run away. Run away. I'm so scared. I do not have the hand-eye coordination to do this. There we go. I killed a couple of them. But then as I started getting the hang of it and making some progress, I picked up a different gun which didn't work nearly as well as my shotgun with my base kick single click. Throw the oh, I need to warm it up. I'm scared. I'm stuck in a corner. This way. So many bad things are happening. Okay. We can do a breather for an minute. Oh, I stepped on move. Oh no. Oh, I died again. This is so overwhelming because none of my muscle memory for how gaming works applies to this context on any level. So it feels like how I imagine it must be being somebody that's never gamed before and has zero hand-eye coordination. And it's also physically really demanding. Another issue is I didn't bind weapon changes, so now I can just shoot one round at a time with an automatic weapon because of how the click is bound. But aside from the challenges, I figured out my strategy for this route. Shoot the little guys from a distance and then line up the shield dudes through this pillar so that I could slowly build up energy on their shields to destroy later on. Oh. I need to rush up. Oh, what am I oh, I need to do this. One, down. Hit the thing! Hit the guy! Is that not what you were supposed to do? Or is it not hot enough? Oh, how nice of them to just stand there and let me kill them. I was panicking so hard there. Oh, why did I lunge? Ah! I need to run away. I don't know where to look. My arms are so tired. There was a thing shooting at me still. But despite that very manly retreat, I had clearly mastered Doom the Dark Ages gameplay on my electric drum set. So much so that I thought, why not try a different game? Because I've clearly mastered this one. With that, I think that Doom Eternal is probably the worst game to play with this setup. I'm sure there are worse, but it's pretty terrible. However, I think there are games this might work better for. So let's try a racing game. But unfortunately, in no world was Assetto Corsa easier to play on a drum set. He's not steering. Oh my god. Oh my god, you can't brake. Ah! Okay, I really need to figure out the brake binding. At which point, it took me ages of fiddling around with bindings to figure out how to get the brake to work reasonably. Okay, so now the brake works differently. We kind of have to tap the brake to slow down. Oh, this is making more sense now. I probably could have picked a slower, easier to drive car. I don't know, this may have been a mistake. It's so easy to oversteer. But despite these challenges, I was locked in and some actual driving kind of was happening. This is so disorienting. This feels like doing brain surgery while trying to learn a new language. We're doing it though. Brake! Brake! I was not panicked. We are doing it though. This is some Etten center tier racing we're doing. The oversteer is so real. Like, oh, I can't reverse. It's over. That's as far as I could get. I feel like that went pretty well though. I did do a little bit of driving with my drum set. And on that bombshell, thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you liked it, and until the next video, bye-bye.